Hello everyone, this is Zelx here, and today I present to you Machina Rune, a very complicated deck that I decided to try out for myself, and boy, it is very hard to play, even though it does feel good when you actually pull the combo off. But anyways, what is the goal of this deck, you may ask? It's really simple. We play Tetra, we get her token spell Azure Blast, and we ping face a lot for a lot of damage. So by herself, Tetra at 4 play points, she is very hard to play. In fact, she's bad at 4 mana. If you play her at 4 play point, you're never going to win any games. This is why in this list, when I say it's very difficult to play, I mean it's really difficult to play. I have 3 ways to get her down out for cheap, and if you want to choose which of the ways you want to go, it really depends on what you draw at the very start. So if you want to treat this video as a guide video, then I highly suggest you watching each of the 3 games, because all of them are different. They feature different ways to win, and it's gonna really up to you to learn all the different lines for this deck. So I'm just gonna quickly go through in the intro what the 3 lines are. One of them is with reanimating Tetra. The second one is Ginger, giving you extra copies of 1 play point Tetra, and the third one is using TechWiz to discount Tetra from your hand. Of the 3, the best one, in my opinion, is Ginger. The second best one is and the worst one is actually TechWiz, for many reasons. And for all 3 of the scenarios I talk about, Amaryllis is a key player for all of them, unless you manage to secure a way to get 3 copies of 2 play point Tetras, in which case Amaryllis will not be necessary. That's basically it. That's good. I think that's a good enough general gist of the deck. Anything else, I'll go into more detail in each of the gameplay sections, so do check those out. And yes, if you're new to the channel and you're interested in more Shadowverse content, do leave a like, leave a subscribe, and here's the QR code. And without further ado, let's get right onto the gameplay. So in this first game, I'm going to talk about Ginger's variant of this Machina portal. This is the variant you will go for if you manage to open at least 1 copy of Ginger, because 1 copy of Ginger is realistically all you need for this. Like here, I open 1 copy of Ginger and 1 copy of Tetra, and this solidified my game plan into going for the Ginger game plan. So for Ginger, what you want to do is discount her to 4 play points, and on turn 5, you'll play her and get her leader effect. Turn 6, you'll play for Tetra, and then you use Ginger's token spell Scorching Curse on Tetra to get you a 1 play point copy. 1 play point copy which you will use on turn 7 alongside the next Scorching Curse that you get to actually get 2 copies of Tetra, use Amaryllis, burn face for a lot of damage, and win. So early game is mainly you trying to survive and fight against your opponent, control them a little bit, heal up, stay healthy. There are some decks that you may struggle a lot with. Yeah, you will struggle a lot, and which is also why I started running Isunia's Reconstruction, because we do get a lot of hand cards, and frankly the restore 4 to your leader is very essential in a lot of matchup nowadays, where a lot of that has massive burn and massive damage, burst of damage. So Ginger has 5, turn 4, I don't really need to do anything, so this time I just used to draw more cards, cycle through. I'm looking for Amaryllis here. Amaryllis is a very strong card that makes your OTKs a lot easier, because if you don't do that, you're gonna have to rely on 3 copies of Tetras, which is not the best. I'll be frank with you, it's not the best. Ideally, one copy. Ideally 2 copies of Tetra, because that's a lot easier to pull off, but 3 copy if you have no other choice. So I honestly didn't need to use a Reconstruction here. I just used this to toss away 1 Tetra, fix my hand a little bit, and try to look for more copies of other cards. Unfortunately, here I managed to draw all my Gingers, which may or may not be bad depending on you. But my main goal is to get Ginger on turn 5. You saw as here, over here. This way I use Scorching Curse, clear the board, and prepare for next turn, which I will be using it on Tetra to get more copies of Tetra. Right, Scorching Curse. There we go. And we still leave a hand card open to see what we get from the top of the deck. One problem with this deck is really easy to max out on your hand size. So do pay attention to your hand size and try to play through a little bit more to hopefully not overdraw as much as you would like. Here I spent the evolve point on Tetra. You may choose not to, but I chose to do it because I want to play the Scorching Curse. In this way, right, I can actually get my Azure Blast. From all of these combos that I talk about, you are looking to get at least one copy of Azure Blast before your combo turn. Because it's really necessary. I highly encourage you to do this. And yes, as you can tell, I maxed out my hand size because I wasn't paying attention. This deck is really hard to play. And of course, Amulet Haven, they are a very strong deck, so you might want to pay attention to what they are doing. You need to look out for their lethal range, lethal reach. Especially with Selena doing 8 damage for 4 mana is really strong. Especially with this much burn as well as the Regal Falcon. Thankfully, we didn't just burn anyone too important. And this turn, because I can't go on this turn because I didn't secure Armor Release. And I'm not ready, frankly, so yeah, this one is really difficult, but I do see a way out if they do not have too many excessive sources of burn. Now all these new Gingers came into clutch because I can use one Ginger to give me another copy of Tetra. And the other Ginger, I use it to help clear the board and heal me to 13. Which is slightly out of... If they don't have Seraph or the True Key prepared, this is just slightly out of the lethal reach. And here, I found Amaryllis, which will be what we will be using to OTK next turn. Here, I mean, you could make a statement that I should have reanimated Evolve here to get a face shield, but frankly, I'm not worried. Because once they already used both of their Selena token spells, so they don't have a sudden 8 burst. And I don't remember them having a Seraph the True Key yet, and even if they do, we can easily play around that. But, so yes. Right here, this was played recently, so they now do have a 2 burst. But either way, since they evolved, Regal Falcon isn't a 5 damage storm, so we were just under the damage threshold. Look at that, we were 2 hit points. But anyways, here's the lethal line you should be looking for as Ginger. Amaryllis, evolve her, so you get her effect that deals increase 1 damage to Tetra Pinks. I played Out of Trust to actually help clear the board. And here I started spamming Tetra first. Honestly, 2 is all you need for lethal. You don't really need to go for 3, but since I can, it's cheap after all and she repays herself, I decided to go for her anyways. It just makes my lethal a lot easier and I don't need to calculate as much. And once you start at this line, start playing at least some recoveries. Make sure you have 6 mana left so that you can play at least 2 copies of Azure Blast, which is all you need for lethal. But since I have 3, you know what, I could play 3. Because thanks to the Azure Blast I have collected earlier. But this is the Ginger line. So if you're wondering why there's 2 Ginger, I was editing my video while I was playing the game on the side. And then I realized I played a line that I have yet to play as Machina Rune. Yes, it's incredible. I've been playing this deck for a little bit over 2 days and somehow I'm still discovering new lines. And this line actually got me thinking like whether I need Amaryllis or not. And like later on in the next bit, if I say that you need Amaryllis for the OTK, I don't know, just because this video right here, which is going to be the middle, or maybe I'll put this at the end, depending on how I feel like it after I record this. But it's really weird that I can still discover more lines. Like, how deep does this Machina rabbit hole go? I really don't know. But this is another Ginger bit, and this time is pure Ginger. I think, is it still pure Ginger? Maybe, but as always, this time Upbase Evolved, they somehow managed to pass their first 3 turns, which might somewhat lead to the reason for my victory. I think it was the reason why I won, but even though they passed the first 3 turns, they still had their first 2 play was devastating for me. Like, Lien and Alfie is not something this deck can deal with super easily outside of Technoloord. And even then, it doesn't kill, so I took the guaranteed kill on Dual Blade here. And as you can see, I have 2 ginger in hand. I already started trying to discount 1 to cheap. Because I don't have a good enough opener, my ginger was still only 4 play points by the end of turn 5, which is unfortunate really. But this time I decided not to go for Ginger's Evolve effect, and this I played out a little bit differently because of the hand I had. I went with Tetra instead. Tetra manual evolve Tetra so that I can immediately get her 2 play point recovery back. And with that, I'll play SMD Droid from TechWiz, which gives me a 3-3. Recovery, which heals me for 1. Recovery again. And Ginger, finally. And using her Scorching Curse, I got back another copy of Tetra, traded this Tetra in, and took out Blooming Dancers. Should I have taken out Oceanus instead? Maybe, who knows, it doesn't really matter at this point in the game. But I took out Blooming Dancer because he had more hit points. And if you could see in my hand, there's a card called Arts of Trust. People don't usually play for the main effect often, the leader effect often, but surprisingly this game I think it came into clutch for quite a number of reasons. Okay, look, they did a lot of damage. I mean, 9 even though on turn 6. It is truly a first versus meta. But right here, Tetra first, follow up with a Ginger. Ginger gives me Scorching Curse, luckily enough. But I played Arts of Trust, which gives me more recoveries. And also giving me the ping effect from the leader, which actually started clearing out their board. As you can see, it hit that one drop. I manual evolve Tetra because I want to skip to the evolve, play point evolve immediately, which did happen. Again, killed that, and now I have 3 Azure Blasts that will go face. And I won. I don't know anymore. I really don't know anymore. Help! Someone help! And as you can see, the Ginger line is I think, in my opinion, Ginger line is a lot easier to pull off. You can have Ginger to help you with a board control and heal on turn 3, and then Tetra to come out on turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. Turn 6, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tipsy. But and then you can, if you secure Amaryllis and at least a little bit of Machina cards, you can usually go on turn 7 and OTK your opponent. It is quite okay, consistent if you start off with Ginger, so it's pretty good. But let's talk about this variant now. As you can see, I didn't open anyone important. I mean, I did open TechWiz, which is one of the lines. It is, but it's not good unless you already have a way to secure another TechWiz, at least 2 copies of Tetra. So since I draw I decided to go for the game plan instead. So here, we know there are Portal Craft. This is the Rally variant, which relies on Illiganu. And since I know they don't have a lot of way to deal like burn damage, I decided to just throw out my Amaryllis, set it up 1 turn earlier, so it's not as difficult on turn 7 for me. So look, as you can see, they are flooding the board, trying to get ready in, trying to get followers destroyed. Which, you know what, is really telegraphed and what I was. And here, Izunia's reconstruction really played a huge part in giving me 4 extra hit points. The lower I am, the easier it is for me to die to this deck. And here I use Amaryllis token spell and her leader effect to start clearing. And you can, right now I'm at spell boost 5 for Right, but one problem here is that we still haven't secured Tetra, which is a very big pain point for this deck. If you don't find Tetra in any way, shape or form, it's highly difficult, highly likely you are not going to win the game. And so here I used it to draw. I accidentally started almost overdrew, but I did get a connected heart which I used to fuse away. Unfortunately, I still overdrew, but because I activated the draw a card effect from from Amaryllis, but at least we secured a Tetra, which is important. When you play with for the combo, you want Tetra to die early. You want Tetra to be dead on turn 5 or turn 6. I actually milled that there, Amaryllis there. Honestly, I would rather not mill it. It would have been a lot better for me, especially if they have a way to clear this Amaryllis, which they actually do have. If you realize they played Elena, which means they got a U1 in their hand. The U1 can be used to clear this Amaryllis and would have made my life a lot more difficult. So in hindsight, once again, hand control, very important. Please take note of it. So, as you can see, my is at spell boost 10. One key thing when you're going for the game plan is do not play Ginger before your combo turn. Why? Because if your Ginger dies and your is on 10 spell boost, will reanimate Ginger instead of your Tetra, which will make you a very sad boy. So don't do that. Be careful. But anyways, since they decided not to kill my Amaryllis, which is a huge mistake, comes down, reanimating Tetra, immediately putting her into the recover 2-play point. Here I have to spend a little bit of mana because I need to get Ginger down a little bit cheaper, just a little bit cheaper, so I can actually reanimate. Actually, I don't even need her. I literally just need one because I can kill the ball. I lie. I don't even need Ginger. But sometimes you do need the extra Ginger, so do pay attention to that. Okay, I'm a little bit annoyed by this one because I was in the middle of editing my video when I played this game and I got a better version of the TechWiz line that I originally had. My original line ended up with me losing because I threw the game from burning a Tetra spell. But if you want to check it out, you can check out the day 3 live stream that I did from yesterday. But yes, the new way of doing it, as you can see, I got secured 1 Tetra and 1 TechWiz. This usually wouldn't be enough to convince me to go for the TechWiz line. To go for TechWiz line, I need to secure at least 2 Tetra, which I did. And this is when I decided, okay, let's go for the Tetra line. Fortunately, our opponent is Machina Shadow, so they are a very slow deck. They probably are the least, like they are barely a threat or barely, they don't threaten you enough, so more often than not you have more than enough leeway to do whatever you want to do, which is unfortunate. I played it, it was cool, but it's missing the pressure on your opponent because all they play are little guys, and as you can see, I'm dealing with them very easily. And looking at my hand, you see I secured the 2nd TechWiz, and this is, and by this moment it's like, okay, it's guaranteed we are playing for the TechWiz line. Okay, one thing that I believe I made a mistake is that I didn't use fuse away the Techno Lord instead, but I fused the recoveries away instead. Techno Lord only still accelerate 1 despite being reduced, so if you're in my position, consider fearing 1 Techno Lord and 1 recovery instead of using double recovery, which is what I did. But anyway, since I got another rocket bringer, it doesn't matter anymore. I have more than enough 0 pay point cards to start activating my Tretras on turn 7. And I even secured Amaryllis. Very good card. This is basically a replacement for another Tetra. Like if you cannot manage triple Tetra, you have to use the Amaryllis to replace at least one of them, which is why Amaryllis is such a core of this deck. But anyways, here's the turn 7 lethal line. It's a lot simpler, but I think it's mainly because my opponent was playing a very low tempo and a non-aggressive deck, which makes this a lot easier to finish. It makes it a lot easier for me to finish him off. And I think this is the first turn 7 one I did. Maybe the second one where it's actually a win, but it's kind of a free win because it's Machina Portal. Well, so because the Tetra were 2 mana, they basically make themselves free. All my guys with 0 mana, which makes them turn into 6 mana. So if you actually have a 3rd Tetra here, right, you can play 3 Azure Blasts in 1 turn, making you not even need to rely on Amaryllis here. But since I don't have a 3rd Tetra, 2 will have to do. And you can see this is the TechWiz line. Well, I hope that this video has helped you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.